Well, folks, I guess Donald Trump was not done embarrassing himself and his entire regime today. He decided to hold one more press conference later in the day. What a complete and utter mess this one was, and it followed utter disastrous press conferences earlier in the day. Here, Donald Trump brags about going to Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar, and he goes, "This will be a great trip. Some of you will be joining me." It should be noted that Donald Trump has personal deals to enrich himself with all of these nations. Let's play the clip.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to thank you. So we're going to be having some conferences next week. I'll also be going to Saudi Arabia and other places, going to UAE and Qatar. And some of you will be going with us. Have an interesting time. But I think we're going to have another conference next week, which will be very important, having to do with the world of the medical. And I think it will be very productive. These are really very important that we signed today. And thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, although no media pointed it out during the press conference, we did at the MeidasTouch Network. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, wrote the following. Dubai has partnered with Trump Org to build a luxury hotel there. Saudi Arabia is building a residential tower there with him. Qatar is developing a Trump golf resort there with him. Eric Trump just flew to the UAE to pitch new deals to them. Also, Abu Dhabi is using Trump crypto as part of their sovereign wealth fund, further enriching the Trumps to the tune of billions of dollars. Next up, Donald Trump is asked about tariffs on pharmaceuticals. And once again, Donald Trump says, "I will know more in 2 weeks. Just give me 2 weeks." So yes, folks, 2 weeks strikes again. Here, play this clip.
So it's just one of those things. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, on the pharmaceutical side, have you made any determination on kind of what those tariff rates may look like and the timing of those tariffs?
I'll announce it over the next 2 weeks. Okay. Well, Liz.
Oh, sorry.
Do you have anything to say about this morning, what we just discussed?
We have had this crazy system in the United States where American pharma manufacturers in the United States are put through the ringer with inspections. And the foreign sites get off easy with scheduled visits while we have surprise visits in the United States. Well, a scheduled visit is no inspection. So we are at the FDA delivering on this promise in the president's executive order and switching from announced to surprise inspections overseas. We're also not going to have our inspectors hanging out for 3 or 4 weeks. They're going to get in and out, and we're going to do more inspections with the same resources as a result.
Good.
Now, hasn't Donald Trump said everything's going to happen in 2 weeks? This is going to happen in 2 weeks. That's going to happen in 2 weeks. Healthcare plan in 2 weeks. When are we all just going to realize that this is a rug pull presidency? Donald Trump is a Ponzi schemer. In his life, he's a fraud. He's a felon. He's a bankrupter. He's a sexual abuser. He's a destroyer, not a builder. And you're seeing now why he bankrupted his casinos in Atlantic City, why he bankrupted so many countries, and why, or companies and I suppose countries, and now why Donald Trump is bankrupting our country before our eyes. Next up, a reporter asked Donald Trump if he can speak to the concerns that people have regarding the administration cutting mental health programs, and take a look at what Donald Trump says.
Anybody have any questions on that? Yes, please.
On your proclamation designating this Mental Health Awareness Month, can you speak to concerns people are having regarding your administration cutting $1 billion in mental health programs for schools?
Well, we're looking very closely at waste, fraud, and abuse, of which there's tremendous amount. People on that shouldn't be on, illegal immigrants on, people that came into the country illegally. We have many of them, and we're looking for that. But for the population that's supposed to be there, it's perfecto. And they want us to do that. They don't want to have the waste, the fraud, and the fraud is big, by the way, or the abuse. Question? Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I actually have a question.
As I would have said as a trial lawyer, objection non-responsive. What's he even talking about there? May I come with some receipts, folks? May I come with some receipts? As Carl Quintanilla posted, Qatar ain't no dummy. Qatar and Dar Global developing Trump golf courses and villas in Qatar. Sources with knowledge are talking about the plans. So Trump's going to use our taxpayer dollars to visit the development of his own Trump properties in Middle East countries that are buying him off. From the New York Times, new Mideast project is latest Trump company deal tied to a foreign government. How about this one? A fund backed by Abu Dhabi will be making a $2 billion business deal using a Trump firm's digital coins. That transaction would be a major contribution by a foreign government to President Trump's private ventures. Once upon a time, we had a name for that. It was called crime. It was called unlawful. We would make a big deal about it. We still do on the MeidasTouch Network. Remember when the media made such a huge deal about some obscure real estate transaction that former President Bill Clinton was involved in? The Whitewater scandal. Will it take down the presidency? Donald Trump just doing all of these personal deals in front of our faces to enrich himself, using the presidency to sell meme coins and to sell influence, to be bought by foreign countries. You see it right there. But I guess what? The corporate news just gives him a pass for that. As Ian Sam says, 2 stories, same day, I'm sure totally unrelated. On the left, the New York Times says UAE pours $2 billion into Trump crypto coins. On the right, Bloomberg reports the Trump White House may ease restrictions on selling AI chips to the United Arab Emirates. Here's another headline. Trump's family's cash registers ring as financial meltdown plays out. The party was on at Saudi-backed Live Golf tournament, at the president's Doral Resort in Florida, and a fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago, even as the markets tumbled. How about this photo right here? After touring the construction site of Trump International Oman this past week, Eric and Don Jr. announced a new business deal to develop the Trump Tower in Saudi Arabia. Corruption, matched by incompetence as well. We learned today about more Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, using Signal for war plans, more of them. More instances as well. This time he asked his aides to text foreign countries about imminent operations over Signal. There you have that one.
Magic Spoon makes high-protein, zero-sugar cereal and treats reinvented from your childhood. The nostalgia. Magic Spoon is also launching a brand new high-protein granola. True to the Magic Spoon promise, it's packed with protein and so crunchy. Magic Spoon's high-protein treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. They come in mouth-watering flavors like marshmallow, chocolate peanut butter, and dark chocolate. Now, my personal favorite, it's got to be the chocolate peanut butter. It's amazing, and I have it each morning to start my workday. Now, Magic Spoon's brand new granola packs in 13 grams of protein and 0 added sugars. They come in delicious flavors like dark chocolate almond, honey almond, and peanut butter. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/Meidas, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/Meidas for $5 off.
May I show you what Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett said moments ago on the House floor about Donald Trump cosplaying as the next pope? She goes, maybe you just try to cosplay as the president. And that could be a step in the right direction. Here, play this clip.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today with a simple but clear message. First of all, I just got to clear up a few things. Instead of the president cosplaying as the next pope, he may want to try to cosplay as an actual president of these United States. That means that he may have to do a little bit of research and decide that he wants to understand that he swore an oath. And this oath was to protect and defend the Constitution. That is the oath that he was supposedly taking on January 20th, as well as we may want the president to look into what the Declaration of Independence was about. We may want him to understand that there was a foundational document as relates to self-determination of those who had recently gained their independence from Great Britain. I would hope that he would maybe spend a few of these days in this first 100 days, and it is sad to say that it's his second term, that he doesn't understand that the Declaration of Independence is about this idea that we are entitled to the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that's...
But sorry, Congresswoman Crockett, he can't do that. Instead, Donald Trump is making long, rambling posts like this right now. Ed Martin is going through the approval process to be the United States Attorney in the District of Columbia, according to many, but in particular RFK Jr. His approval is imperative in terms of doing all that has to be done to save lives and to caps, make America healthy again. This is a passion for Ed, more so than for almost anyone that I have seen. One of the reasons that I was so successful in winning the 2024 presidential election is my commitment to health and helping to make America healthy. The cost of chronic disease epidemic has gotten out of control. By the way, go watch the MeidasTouch podcast where I make a list of all of the essential health services that are being cut right now, including essential services to 9/11 first responders. And you know, when they're cutting health response to 9/11 first responders, they're cutting it for everybody as well. And lots of people are being devastated. Donald Trump's posting, we won 2 world wars, but we never took credit for it. Everyone else does. I think we did take credit for it. All over the world, the Allies are celebrating the victory had in World War II. The only country that doesn't celebrate is the United States of America. Wait, what are you even talking about there? Yes, we do. And finally, can I just read for you Donald Trump's response earlier today about Alcatraz? I don't want to play the clip. Let me just read it for you. I'll just read it word for word. You judge for yourself if this makes any sense. Here's Trump's full answer transcribed. Well, I guess I was supposed to be a movie maker. We're talking. We started with the movie making and we'll end. I mean it. It represents something very strong, very powerful in terms of law and order. Our country needs law and order. Alcatraz is, I would say, the ultimate, right? Alcatraz, Sing Sing and Alcatraz, the movies. But it's right now a museum, believe it or not. A lot of people go there. It's housed the most violent criminals in the world, and nobody ever escaped. One person almost got there, but they, as you know the story, they found his clothing rather badly ripped up, and it was a lot of shark bites, a lot of problems. Nobody's ever escaped from Alcatraz, and just represented something strong, having to do with law and order. We need law and order in this country, and so we're going to look at it. Some of the people up here are going to be working very hard on that, and we had a little conversation. I think it's going to be very interesting. We'll see if we can bring it back in large form, add a lot. But I think it represents something. Right now, it's a big hunk that's sitting there and rusting and rotting. A very, very, you look at it, it's sort of, you saw that picture that was put out. It's sort of amazing, but it sort of represents something that's both horrible and beautiful and strong and miserable, weak. It's got a lot of qualities that are interesting. And I think they point, okay, there you have it, folks. There you have it. We're not going to normalize that ever on the MeidasTouch Network. You tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers and have a great day.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.